standard form being changed into slope-intercept form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. I'm going to show you an example of that in a second. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. We're going to go from this form to this form, given different equations. So, number 1, we're going to do 3x plus 2y equals 6. Now, this is what we identify as standard. Notice I have a number in front of x, that's a. This is b in front of y. And then I've got c, the constant. That is 6 in this case. So your first step that you want to do is notice in slope-intercept form, y is all alone. So my goal is to get this guy right here. I'm going to highlight him so that will help us. My goal is to get this guy right here all alone. And right now it's being multiplied by 2 and it has a 3x that says plus. So my first job is to get rid of 3x. It has to completely go to the other side. Notice x is on the other side. So this is your line. We only move across it by adding or subtracting or multiplying and dividing. 3x minus 3x is 0. They cancel one another out. So it leaves me with 2y. These are not like terms. X's don't go with things that aren't x's. So I keep negative 3x, and that is a positive 6. This is 1y, because there's a 1 in front of the y, but we didn't write it. This is 2y. I can't have that. So I have to divide everybody by 2. Notice I didn't take the y as well. Divide by 2. This is the reason. 2 divided by 2 is 1y. Now we don't normally write that 1, and I understand that, but 2 divided by 2 doesn't cancel. It's 1. This fraction, I can put it in my calculator to make sure. Negative 3 divided by 2. I'm not allowed to have a decimal for slope because it's a y change divided by an x change. So I just go ahead and hit math, enter, enter, and it did not reduce, so I will leave it as negative 3 over 2x. And 6 divided by 2 is positive 3. That is slope-intercept form. And notice here is my m, and here is my b. Let's do another one. So let's do negative 2x plus y equals negative 4. Standard form, I want y alone to get it into slope-intercept, so my goal is to leave this guy here. So the way that I would start that is to get rid of negative 2x, so I'm going to add it to both sides. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0. They cancel, even the x's. So y equals. These are not like terms. Do not put them together. Positive 2x, negative 4. Now, up here y is alone, and it's 1y. It's also 1y right here, which means I'm finished. I don't have to do any more work. 2 is my slope. Negative 4 is my y-intercept. We need another example. Let's do x minus 2y equals 4. Okay, given this example, your job, standard form, x and y are on the same side. My job is to get y alone. To get this x to go away, I'm going to subtract it to both sides. Do not leave off the negative. That is negative 2y. These two cancel. These are not like terms. If you write it like this, that means they're multiplying. And this says 4 minus x, so this is not okay. So I'm going to say negative x plus 4. This y is not alone. It's not 1y. So I'm going to have to get rid of that negative 2. It's multiplying, so I divide everybody. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is a positive 1, y. Negative 2 divided by negative 2, I'm drawing a 1 there. It is 1. Now you can't forget that there was a 1 right here. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So if you're unsure, you type this in your calculator. You've got negative 1 divided by negative 2. There is always a 1 in front of x. Hit enter. Slope cannot be a decimal, so hit math, enter, enter. So it's going to be positive 1/2 x. And 4 divided by negative 2, you can use a calculator if you need to, is negative 2. 1/2 is my slope. Negative 2 is my y-intercept. You must not forget that there's a 1 in front of that x, and now it's a negative 1 in front of x. Let's do another problem. Let's do negative x minus 4y equals 6. All right, standard form because they're both on the same side, so let's go ahead. To get y alone, I'm going to add x. These guys cancel one another. Bring down my negative 4y. Not like terms, so that is x plus 6. In order to get the negative that is multiplying to go away, I'm going to divide. A negative 4 divided by a negative 4, anything divided by itself is 1. So I've got 1y. Again, in front of this x is a 1, even though it's not written. So I'm going to say 1 divided by negative 4. No decimals for slope. Math. Enter, enter. My slope is negative 1/4 x. Now, I don't really know what 6 divided by a negative 4 is, so I'm going to type in 6 divided by a negative 4. This is your y-intercept, and I don't know where negative 3/2 is on a graph, but I sure know where negative 1.5 is. So because it's your y-intercept, you may write it as a decimal. Slope is never a decimal. It is a y change divided by an x change. So that is your slope, that is your y-intercept. That's your b, your y-intercept. Okay, let's do another one. Negative 5x plus 3y equals 15. First step, my job is to get y alone. So I got to get rid of negative 5x by adding it. So I have 3y equals 5x and 15 are not like terms. Do not add them together. Next step, divide by 3 to everyone. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So leave me with 1y. 5/3. If I want to see, and I should always check, 5 divided by 3, no decimal, math, enter, enter. It stays 5/3. It's not going to reduce. So that is 5/3x. 15 divided by 3 is positive 5. Okay, I've got one more, and then I think that this is enough practice. You can go work on some practice for class on your own. Ooh, this is a good one. What am I going to do here? Everybody's on the same side. They haven't given me anything like that yet. Your job is to get y alone. So this guy, negative 12, has to go to the other side. So I've got 4x. I didn't do anything with it. Minus 3y equals 12. 0 plus 12 is 12. Now it looks like the problems I've been doing. So to get rid of 4x, I'm going to subtract 4x. Make sure the negative 3y comes down. These are not like terms, so that is negative 4x plus 12. Divide by negative 3. Remember, anything divided by itself is 1. That's why I divide negative 3 by itself. So I've got 1y equals Negative 4 divided by negative 3. That's what my piece of paper says. No fractions, no decimals. This is slope. So slope is going to be positive because I have a negative divided by a negative. So it's going to be positive 4/3 x, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative 4. There's the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. Slope, y-intercept. And now you can come see me to get your work here.